Today I'm going to go over the project in a way that everyone can understand it. So, let's start. So, before you guys watch this video, watch this one here so you can understand where we're coming from, and then you'll understand this more easily. So this part that I'm talking about is the game section or the lottery section of our project. So Degen is the name we came up with, subject to change, is a smart contract lottery on the Polygon blockchain. Now the reason we're using Polygon is because the gas fees on Polygon are very, very, very minimal. They're not as expensive as Ethereum. So it'll make more sense for this to be hosted on blockchain as opposed to Ethereum. And do keep in mind, we do have plans to go multi-chain. So we could go to Ethereum, go to Solana. Aptos is looking really cool. So, it's many options for us. But as of now, we're going to launch it on Polygon. So here I talk about, we believe that our version of the lottery is better for everyone due to three things. So the first thing is odds. With us, you have a 1 in 736,000 chance of winning compared to a 1 in 300 millionth chance of winning with traditional state lotteries. The second thing is anonymity. The current lottery isn't safe for winners, and if you wish to remain anonymous, you must go through hoops and bounds in order to do so. So with us being on the blockchain, the money just gets sent to a wallet. So for example, here's my wallet here. So here, when you're on the blockchain, right? So as you see, you can tell it's from me because I have an ENS name attached to my name. But if I go and I change my wallet to something like this one doesn't have one attached to it. See that? There, you just, it's actually not a good example. I need, this one might work. Okay, so here's a good example. So there's no ENS name attached to it. So this guy here, right? This could be me too. I can be sending the money to myself or sending it out somewhere, but you wouldn't be able to tell. So that's the cool thing about the blockchain, is the anonymous nature of it. Now do keep in mind, when you do want to take that money out and send it to Coinbase or crypto.com or Binance, that is a centralized exchange and they will have your information. But if you wanted to just kind of leave the money in the wallet, you could do that and no one would know. No one would know who owns that wallet. The third thing that we offer is guaranteed winners. We have a total of 3 win conditions, and we're going to explain that next. So you can win by either being the T1A, R1A, and GPW winner for the day. The T1A is the total 1% acquisition winner, and this awards a random participant 1% of the total prize pool for today's drawing. So let's bring up a calculator and let's go over what that is. So let's say there is $100,000 in the prize pot. The T1A is going to be awarded 1% of that randomly. Every single day, there's going to be a T1A winner. So 1% of $100,000 is $1,000, and that's going to be sent to the T1A's MetaMask wallet. Okay, the second win condition is the R1A. This is the random 1% accumulation winner, and this awards a random participant 1% of the total new accumulated money for today's drawing. So, if yesterday the money in the pot was $50,000, and today it is now at $100,000, The difference between 50,000 and 100,000 is 50,000, right? Of which the um, the R1A is going to win 1% of that. So that person will be sent $500 to their MetaMask wallet. And these two conditions happen every single day. Every single day. As long as there's money in the pot, there's going to be a T1A winner and an R1A winner. And lastly, the third way to win is, of course, being the grand prize winner. And this awards the player the current prize amount for the day. And if there are multiple winners, this prize will be split evenly amongst those winners. Okay, so next let's talk about game theory. So I kind of already went over this really, but it says here, let's say we have a total of 100,000 people that have entered into today's drawing. All 100,000 players will have paid $1 for the entry fee. So of course, with 100,000 people that have entered into the drawing for $1, the prize pool will be at $100,000 for the day. Each player will select 6 numbers between 1 and 31. After the deadline for entering the day's drawing has ended, 1% of $100,000 will automatically be sent to the T1A winner's wallet. And we went over that. And of course, we went over this as well. Let's assume that yesterday the prize pool was at 50. Since today it's now 100,000, that means there was an increase of 50,000 from yesterday to today added to the prize pool, of which the R1A winner will receive 1% of that 50,000, which we went over is 500,000. I mean, not 500,000, $500. So this is how we're able to have multiple winners each day. And of course, if someone wins the grand prize, they'll get the lump sum of that money that is left after the T1A and the R1A got their winnings. So, and of course, if no one wins the grand prize for the day, the money will roll over into the next day, and it'll start all over again. So, I have here, keep in mind that the T1A and R1A will win their money regardless if a GPW is found. Oh, that to sneeze. All right, so next we'll go over how we will succeed. Okay, so here I will talk about how this project can succeed. As you can imagine, a lottery on the blockchain is no small task. Everything we need to do needs to be executed to perfection. Below, you'll read of 2 ways I propose we can go about this. Feel free to share your comments in project discussion. Okay. So, in theory, the idea of a lottery on the blockchain is sound. And we know it's sound because we have a contract. We have a contract already that proves that it's sound. Okay? So, you know, we already tested it out. We have a contract that's working that proves that this is sound, that this does work, this logic does work. Okay? Let me go back here. Okay. So, a lottery on the blockchain can exist. But just because something can exist doesn't mean that people will care that it does or that it would even do well. So first, let's tackle the notion that people don't care. In the United States, lotteries are run by 48 jurisdictions, 45 states plus the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Lotteries are subject to laws, lotteries are subject to the laws of and operated independently by each jurisdiction. And there's no national lottery organization. So clearly there's a demand for lotteries, and being that our lottery will exist on the blockchain, we technically can fill that gap to position ourselves to be a national lottery. All a person would need in order to play our lottery is a MetaMask wallet, and you wouldn't be restricted by laws or location because it's decentralized. if we are to reach a larger audience, we need to onboard normies. And normies is basically just a code word for like normal people that don't know about blockchain technology. You know what I mean? They're just kind of living, doing it day to day, but they don't really know about these emerging and upcoming new technologies that we have. So, where I lost my place here. Okay, yeah. So we need to onboard normies who already play in their local state lotteries. In order to do this, we must educate these people on Web3 and all of its benefits. This means our marketing campaign needs to not only inform, but educate as well. And if we're able to solve this problem, we will do well. The second way that we will succeed, there's another route we can take as well, and this one involves releasing an NFT collection. So I propose that we release a NFT collection of 10,000 NFTs that we will sell for $50 each. Upon selling out the collection, that will give us 500,000 in liquidity. Of this 500,000, we'll take a portion of that money decided on by the community to front the initial lottery pool. So what am I proposing here? I'm proposing that we release an NFT collection, and the money that we make from this NFT collection, we take a portion of it, and however much that portion is decided by the community. So the community may say, let's put all the money into the lottery to jumpstart the lottery, right? That's what we'll have to do. Or they can say, put 70% or 50%, whatever the case may be. So a portion of that money will then go into the prize pool pot to jumpstart the lottery game. And the reason for this is that currently, as it stands, we have a smart contract that can do the functions of a lottery. But of course, in order to attract people to even play, there needs to be money in the pot that people see that attracts them to the lottery, right? Because, for example, like you can play in the lottery today, but what's the reason that you will want to buy a ticket? You'll see that, oh, I can win $10 million, right? You're not going to enter into the lottery if you see that, it's only like $50 you can win. So there needs to be an initial pool of money to attract people to even play in our lottery to begin with. So that's the reason that an NFT collection would solve that problem, because it would give us that initial liquidity to attract those people to play our game. Okay, so if we are to do this, there obviously needs to be an incentive for people to mint the NFT, especially if they know the money from the mint will be used to jumpstart the lottery. All right, so this is where the utility benefits must come in. Before the Degen game was even conceived, or Degen or Bust, we don't know what the name is, whatever. So before this idea was even conceived, we originally set out to release an NFT collection called Degen Rocks. And here you can read the origin story for Degen Rocks in the server here. And of course, if you're interested in seeing the whole background story behind it, I made a YouTube video here creating an NFT project from scratch, of which you can watch, and you'll understand the idea before this idea came to me. Okay, so we're going to talk about utility for a bit. Now, if people are to mint our NFT and they know that a portion of the money will be used to go to jumpstart a lottery, there needs to be an incentive for them to do that. So one thing I came up with is depending on the rarity of the NFT, they'll be allowed multiple entries into the lottery. So if you have a common NFT, it allows you to enter into the drawing 2 times per day. If you have an uncommon, 3 times per day. A rare, 4, epic 5, and a legendary 6 times per day. And this is all for the price of $1. So if you have a legendary NFT, you'll be able to submit 6 different entries. So if we go here to our contract and we go to write contract, see here, these are the entries. So you'll put that in, and then you'll enter in with your NFT. And when you do that, the contract will know, oh, you have a legendary NFT. Hey, you can enter in 6 times and only pay once. So that'll be some of the utility that we offer with the NFTs. It'll allow you to enter into the lottery multiple times, which will, of course, increase your odds and winning. Another utility is that each Degen Rock NFT will grant the holder access to a private lottery pool where each week either money or NFTs will be up for grabs. And of course, everything will exist on the blockchain using smart contract technology. So, of course, if we do a 10,000 collection of NFTs and, all those 10,000 holders, they're going to be able to enter into their own private lottery pool, and we'll put prizes and things in there, like NFTs, money to be won by just that select group there. So that would be very cool too, because every day you will have a private lottery pool that you can enter in, and of course, you know, just with only 10,000 people to compete with in there, and so that'll be an interesting thing that we can play with as well. And lastly, I said apart from your Degen Rock NFT allowing you multiple entries per day depending on the rarity and the private lottery pool for holders, we also want to leave the floor open for the community to decide what the third utility would be. So, we offered two, cool utilities, but we're leaving the third one up to the community to decide on what it should be. Because ultimately, we had to give value back to the holders. And then we have a section here that you can head over to private discussion, project discussion, and talk about these different things. So that's that. The smart contract is pretty much complete. We did a testing today, test transaction that I entered in, and everything is working pretty well. The next thing that we're going to be working on is getting the front end flushed out. So the front end, so this is very important because this is what people will see and interact with. Now, when we go here to the contract and write contract here, see, I can, you're able to interact with the contract and everything here, but, realistically, this is all going to be done on the front end. When people go here to this won't say draw lottery, it'll say play. And then when they go to click the play button, something will pop up that looks like this, and it will allow you to enter in your numbers, right? And then those numbers are going here. You'll write, accept the contract, and you'll be entering into the day's drawing. So we're building out the front end now to make this look, very eye appealing and stuff like that. But yeah, I hope you guys have a clear picture of what we're trying to do here with the project. And if you guys want to join the Discord server and chime in on the project discussion, feel free to do so. We're actively working on this thing. We have some cool things in the works, and we're hoping to get this flushed out very, very soon. So it's all exciting stuff. If you're interested, please come join us. Thank you, guys.